There are so many times we have seen that people are so much into themselves that they think they are the most righteous people and they have never done anything wrong. Also in life, most of the time we see them only praising about how much hard work they have done, how much they have achieved, what all they have gone through to get whatever they have, and how much successful they have become because of their hard work. And all the time praising that we have achieved so much, we have made so much for ourselves. We don't need anyone. Don't even need our children. We have plenty for us to live a life. They believe in what they have achieved or what they have taken from their hard work and kept it for themselves for future. And with that in mind, they forget that every hard work, every effort that they did in doing all this was by the blessing. If the blessing was not there, then the achievements would not have been there. Even when they go to meet people or go to religious places, all they have is that pride in themselves of the achievements. The pride of achievement always makes them stand up with the face up all the time. There's no humbleness in them. The pride takes over the humbleness. There is a parable in the scripture about two people who went to the temple for prayers. One was a tax collector and the other was a Pharisee. When Pharisee started worshipping, he stood just near the altar in the first place so that others can see him. And then he started off talking to God that God, I have been a good man. Twice I come to the temple. I pray, I give my offerings, a lot of offering to you, and I have done this good and that good. I am not like others, like the tax collector who's standing there. I have not committed adultery. I have been not been unjust. I have been this and that, all praising himself. You need not praise yourself in front of God because he knows you more than what you know yourself. On the other hand, the tax collector was praying also. He stood little afar from the altar. In humbleness, his head was down. Even his eyes would not lift up to see the altar. And he started saying, in all humbleness, that God, have mercy on me. Because he was a tax collector, definitely he must be extorting money and collecting the tax from people, and times must have been very torturous for him to do things which he was not wanting to do, but he has to do to get the money as a tax. So the tax collector, because of his kind of work that he was doing, he had to do, but that must be giving him a lot of guilt. So he was asking for forgiveness of all that he has to do because of his kind of work. And therefore Jesus says in this parable, the one who was humble is the one who will be blessed. Then the one who was making all the noises about himself, how great he is. We see in the temples also, in all the religious places also. Some are humble, they will sit anywhere. Some are too proud. They will always want the front seat to sit. I see in the churches. And they will come late so that the world can see what kind of dresses they are wearing. Big show off. And whenever they give any donations, the entire congregation will come to know sooner or later, because they will tell people all around, oh, we give this and we give that. This is what happens. I was once hearing someone, there was some prayers going on of other religion, and they were shouting and saying, so much, so and so has given this much donation, and then somebody else, and every time on the loudspeaker there were big announcements of who was giving which donation, and that kind of donation means the other will give more heavier than the other one. And all the people, whether we know them or not, but we could hear the amount of donations were given by other people to their deity. Such kind of people who show off too much in the temples or the churches, in any religious places, they are more dangerous people. Why they are dangerous is they are the ones, it is said in the Proverbs, they are the first one to dig a pit for you, so that their work is done and you fall. They are the ones who roll the stone in front of your work in you, so that you fall. And they are more glorified, they come first. But the stone that they have rolled for you will roll back on them. It is written in Proverbs. And why do they show off so much in the religious places about themselves? It is again written in Proverbs that as you see your face in the water, in the still waters, if you see down, you can see your face like you see it on the mirror. That is how your heart sees you. Your heart knows about you, what you are. Therefore, the guilt of the heart that always overshadow their personality, which only they see, they know, that comes always with a guilt. And because of the guilt, so much of show off is done by them. About the offerings, about their prayers, about their going to every Sundays to the religious places, or every day to religious places, giving donations. It is said in the book of Isaiah that if there are very many old, delicately carved wood, which was once a glory of a house or a temple, now if it is of no use, it is burnt with the timber. And when the timber burns, the fire consumes equally both of them, whether it is a timber which was once carved, lot of money and lot of hard work was done on them, or just the sticks that are burnt with them. Both will be burnt together in the same fire. King Solomon's temple was also burnt like that. It was made from the wood of Lebanon, the best cypress. The white and the red cypress was used. The golden inlay work was done over it. It must have been, from the descriptions, one can say that it must have been a most beautiful temple made in the world. But a day comes when the Romans came and they burnt it. God was displeased with Solomon, King Solomon, later in life, because he left God. The temple, which was made with such a precision, such delicacy, with lot of hard work, was burnt down. Anything which is a big show off at times is not with humbleness kept nicely, if then all the pride is burned down. This happens with everyone, every human being. If you have pride in your giving, if you have a pride in coming to a place of religious, synagogues, temples, or any religious place, the pride will kill you. The humbleness will make you good in the sight of God. I had gone to Kashmir once, and while passing, sightseeing we were doing, and while passing through a place, the driver told me that this is that beautiful mosque which is very famous. I said I want to go because my parents have always taught us to respect all religion. So every religious place I love to watch, go and see. If it is very, very something of a big name, and if one has a chance of a lifetime to see that, one must never, never give. Because if it is not of your religion, doesn't matter. It is a place of God. So we respect. Parents have taught us like that. So I told my friend, I said, let's go and see that. She wasn't too keen though, but I wanted to see. So she was compelled to come with me. We went into the mosque, Hazrat Bal. It was my lifetime experience to see the most beautiful place I have ever seen of God. And when I was watching the thing, I saw the carpets was so beautiful and so much, all Persian carpets on the floor, and not hundreds of them. It was a huge place, so intricately made, so beautifully made. The kind of experience I have of that serenity there. So whatever prayer I know, I prayed there. And whatever offerings I could think of giving, I took out and I gave. That is what everybody is supposed to offer. It is an offering, not a gift to God. God is the one who's given us. That this person who was with me, she took a 100 rupee note, which I saw. And then she goes to the temple, that person where the box was kept, that I want a receipt of it. I was surprised because I've never seen all that. I still laugh because it's such a laughable thing for me. And she said, I want a receipt for this. And he said, fine. And he gave her 100 rupees receipt. Can you believe it? What is 100 rupees? And that happens to be a very rich lady. I came back to the car and I told her, why did you take the receipt? Nobody takes a receipt of an offering. Oh no, because then I can show people that, see, I went there and I gave my offering. I said, offerings are not to be shown to people. My religion says, what you give with your right hand, the left hand should not know. Oh, forget it. I said, fine, I forget it. You did your ways, I did my way. Whatever the mind works, person does. It was so laughable thing for me. And then I remember it till date. That some people with so much of happiness with them in the form of whatever richness they have, I do not know much. But when a time comes to give an offering, first you give so little, then you want the world to know. This is what the Pharisees are, and these kind of people. A humble person will quietly say their prayer, give up whatever they want to give, and walk away, thankfully, thanking to their own God. I prayed there to my God. And I came because it was my lifetime experience. Maybe I can never go back to such a place again. Maybe I won't get the opportunity to go back. But such places, sometimes it happens that you want to go back, you don't have another chance to go back. There are many places I want to see. I do not know. I want to have a complete, what do you call that, Holy Land trip. It is my like dream to be there, in to have a trip of Holy Land, to go where Jesus once walked. But I do not know whether I'll get a chance or not. So I keep watching the videos. Almost every second day I watch them. And in my mind I have already gone there. This is what it is. You know, when you have any kind of, whatever religion you follow, if you have any kind of respect for for your God, for whomsoever you are worshipping, be humble, be respectful, because only in humbleness will God accept your offering. Not in your pride, not in your show off, not in me. I have worked so hard, I have done so much, I have made so much in my life, I don't need anyone. No, don't say that. God was blessing you, so you have. And you will always need God. The day your health gives up, your wealth will be of no use. But God will never leave you if you stay in Him humbly. He is the biggest wealth we have, that we have to realize. This was my message, and the biblical narratives that I take from Proverbs, I have taken 26 and 27, and from chapters of Matthew. These parables which Jesus had given us were teachings for human life. The people are so much engrossed in doing things which show them publicly. They will go to the public places, to public meetings, where people see how religious they are. They are coming and they are showing their presence, and then they say, oh, we have to go there because we have to live in this world. So we have to be in these kind of meetings and in kind of whatever they have. But that is okay, fine, do it. But the lone time that you have with God is the time, the real connection in humbleness. Because when you do all these kind of show-offs, going to the religious places, doing the offerings and all that kind of thing, you come back home all relaxed and thinking, oh fine, I've done my duty towards God. God has not even seen you. So you don't connect yourself with the religious book or the religious teaching, because that what you have done is sufficient for you. So now the closeness that you have to do alone, you don't do. In humbleness, come to God. Give Him thanks, ask for His blessings, and ask for all, like in the water, still waters, when you see down, you see your face. So does your heart knows you very well. So there could be many things that you want to feel sorry about. There could be many things which you know, others do not know. And you have to ask for repentance for that. And for that, you're going to churches, you're going to religious places, you're going, giving donations or doing things will not help. You have to make a humble connection with God and say sorries for all that went wrong with you in your lifetime, whenever. Be like a tax collector who was a humble person, not like a Pharisee who was in all pride. A beautiful message it was through the parable of Jesus. And since I have been to so many places, I have so much to share also the personal experiences. So on and off I do share them also. Thank you so much for watching me. This is Anita Binepal from Mussoorie. Do subscribe, share and like my channel. Words of Wisdom decoded by Anita Binepal. Thank you so much for watching and God bless you all.